Hello, everybody. Welcome to Midweek Mix-Up Podcasts. We do have another two coming. Erwin is going to be with us momentarily. He's just doing something with the family at the moment. And Mick is having some issues with camera and microphone being detected on the web browser. But he will be here soon when he gets it ironed out. But We still have one special guest this week, of course, right this second, and that is Perrenbloek, otherwise known as Emil, who's
What's up?
one of our Twitch Collective members, who is recently affiliate now as well. So, absolutely awesome and pleasure to have you here this week, Emil, to talk one of the biggest deals, if not the biggest deal, in gaming history, which is absolutely awesome. How are you doing today, brother? What you been up to? What games have you been playing?
I'm doing great. The news was amazing, and I've been playing Modern Warfare 2, the single player.
Yeah,
and I finished Psychonauts,
nice.
Hellblade, and the Gunk. So everything's going well.
What did you make of Hellblade? Because I know that was the first time you've playing it as well.
Oh, it was real good. I really loved it with all the voices and stuff. I played it with a wireless headset.
Yeah.
And with Dolby Atmos. And it was I liked it a lot.
Yeah. Has it made you more excited for the second one now?
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah. Did you realize that the first one was created by only 20 people?
That's what I heard, yes.
Yeah. And now they have over 150 people creating Hellblade 2.
I can't wait. I can't wait. Really.
It's a hell of an improvement. I can't wait to see what they can do with many more hands on deck to kind of help them bring that vision to life, because it's just going to be absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. I think everyone's buzzing that you're on the podcast as well, but judging by the chat, everyone's really happy to see you. So, awesome stuff.
Thanks, chat. Awesome. Love you guys.
Next up, Patchu. How are you doing, brother? What you been up to?
I'm doing pretty good. A little bit tired. Slept a little bit earlier today. I'm super excited. Got some results coming in this week, so I'm looking forward to that. What I've been up to, PUBG again, guys. Been playing the last few days again, as you guys saw also on the stream. Enjoying it like before. So I'm hooked on PUBG again, guys, and that's what I've been doing lately. So. And first, what I also want to say is it's really awesome to have Perrenbloek in the podcast, of course. Normally you see him in the chat, but today we have him as a guest, and that's awesome. And so welcome to the podcast, Emil.
Thanks, Pat. Thanks.
Nice.
Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Last but not least, there's Erwin. Speaking of which, there he is. Welcome. We made it for the introductions. It's a good one there. Shomberlon, how are you doing today, brother? What you been up to?
Erwin interrupting
your intro.
My announcement. my intro. Yeah, just coming in there going whoop, 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 whoop.
Like always. Nothing is
my time, my moment.
Okay, shine.
I've been good. Uni is it's just so much they're trying to cram in at the moment. The course is only 10 months. So there's so much they're trying to get in. And it's a little bit exhausting.
Yeah.
But I've done a bit of gaming. I was playing Rainbow Six Extraction earlier. I moved to New Zealand temporarily.
I completely forgot about that. What do you make of it then? Because I wasn't going to play it, and now it's in Gamepass, of course. Naturally, I'm going to give it a shot.
It's okay. I've only had a couple of games. I've been pretty busy today, so I've not had much time.
Yeah.
Again, it reminds me why playing with randoms is annoying.
Yes.
Just even in a co-op game, they don't play the objective. Like one of the tasks you had to do was mark or put these trackers onto these nests. Once you've done that, then you leave the nest alone. You don't kill it, otherwise it's pointless. And just one guy going around killing all the nests, and it's just like the invoicing is no, don't kill the nest. We need them. You still just there shooting. It's just like, oh, what is the point?
Yep. Playing
Just
with
these
randoms.
simple, special people.
Yeah.
Um,
How do you think the game will be then, playing with a group of actual friends as opposed to randoms? Think it'll be good.
I think it'll be all right. It won't be. I don't think it'll be a long laster. I think it'll be like Aliens Fireteam. You'll play it for a week or two, have a bit of fun with it, and then put it down.
Right.
But I'm the same as you. I never really planned on picking it up.
Yeah.
I didn't think there was enough there for a full price game for me.
Yeah.
And then when it was in thingy, then it was just like, all right, yeah, it's fair enough. I'll play it.
Yeah. That's understandable.
Played a bit of Halo. Played a bit of Apex. Played some PUBG. I got better at PUBG. I realised that I was talking to a friend of mine, and I realised that my controller settings were just completely messed up.
Right.
So, because I just said I can't control recoil. It's like even the most basic stuff. I am not wanting to take shots with an auto rifle because I just fly all over the place. I'd rather just put it into single and go bang, 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 where it's a bit more controllable. And then he just kind of went, oh yeah, it's this setting you need to change. Then he took me into the training thing, started shooting walls, and then just trying to control the recoil, and it's a lot better now. And then I went on and did a couple of solos and got a solo win and a couple of top 3.
Nice.
So that was all right. And that has been pretty much what I've been playing.
Happy days. Last but not least for the second, until Mick manages to sort out of his issues with his microphone and camera, etc. Erwin, welcome back, brother. It's 2 weeks in a row. We are privileged.
Yeah. Now you need to be careful.
He's making a comeback.
I'm making a comeback. How's it going, brother? How's it going? You can see I've got your. Thank you for the lovely racing from home keyring.
Oh, you got it as well already. Yes. Good. Good stuff.
Seriously, I live like 5 minutes from his home, and I don't even have it yet.
And also Immune up and Vincent. But you guys will get it when I see you in person. No?
Yeah, to be fair, it come a lot quicker than I thought. A lot quicker.
A lot quicker. And yesterday was the people from the Netherlands who got the keychain already.
Yeah.
And today I saw some from Germany. Also, Burger had it. And now you today also in the UK, which is awesome. So normally, or at least if you want to post an envelope now, you also need to declare what it's for, right? Is it just a letter, or there's some other stuff in? But if there's other stuff in, you need to pay €50 for an envelope for only one keychain. So
that's
that was insane.
Insane.
So I had something like, okay, let's try if this works, and then I can send UK Desirous also one.
Yeah.
And John, for example, and a couple other dudes who are wanting. So next month I will just pick some random people, and if they want the keychain, then I will send it. But how it has been made, it's really impressive, because normally with a 3D printer you can only do one color or something like that. And what my colleague, that's the same colleague we made the other Forza Motorsport stuff, right? Which I showed you guys earlier, with the logos and with the Nurembergring and etc. He made this one as well, but with some creative ideas. I said I want something for my channel, but actually I want the curbstones. So the red and white are actually curbstones from a racetrack. And he said, man, this is going to be so difficult, but I like a challenge. Let's see if I can do it.
Yeah.
So he has now the black letters and the red and white curbstones as a surrounding. So yeah, really well done, and I'm super happy that people get them in one shape and that they are happy with it. So cool. Yeah,
there we
awesome.
go.
It feels also nice, the stuff. Yeah.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does indeed. Yeah, very nice. I was, like I say, I'm just surprised it arrived so quickly. I just got in the house, and it was actually just today. I just got in the house today and looked down, and there was just this little envelope, and I was like, that was quick.
Yeah.
I did not expect.
It's Sunday, yeah. Sunday afternoon, I put it on the post.
Yeah.
I put something on Twitter as well, and since then it's been amazingly fast. So the boat to the UK went quick.
Yeah. Awesome stuff.
Yeah, so that's good. And besides that, I'm doing well. We're going well again in a normal rhythm. Family going well. Gaming, it's really boring at the moment, but only Horizon.
Yeah.
We made some videos as well, Drew.
Yes.
I added also a new video we'll be releasing coming Friday. at 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock UK time, and 7 p.m. in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
And that is 10 a.m. in the States, at least when you live in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
But that will be something new. You will see it later, but it has something to do with the drone mode. A lot of editing from our side, but it's also something I think a little bit different for the future as well, to make some nice creative videos. And we had some fantastic ideas already.
Yes.
And you released also a very nice video, Drew, about the replay cam that you saw around the Mercedes AMG.
Yes.
For the people who didn't check
Nice.
it out yet on the channel of Drew, on this channel actually, just see the video that was released yesterday, Drew, or the day
Yes,
before?
it was. Yeah, yesterday. Yeah.
Yesterday. Yeah. So don't forget to watch that video as well, and then you can see the sheer beauty of Forza Horizon 5.
Yes, indeed, and that's really what some of these videos are going to be going forwards. I think for the Horizon videos for both me and Erwin, I think we want to kind of explore more of the different camera shots and angles we can get, and all these cinematic things, so we can get some really nice shots of the actual open world and not just the cars as well, whilst we're doing these driving sequences. It'd be awesome. Be absolutely awesome.
But I never knew that you actually had like a replay mode while you are like free roam driving.
It's track racing. So when you do any of your tracks, you can do the replay afterwards and then just turn everything off. Yeah. But
I thought when I saw your video, I thought it was like you were in free roam and you could like go back in replay, but you were actually driving a track.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for me, I'd create like just a random blueprint, like with no cars, nothing on, and then just do a singular lap. Like, and when you're creating these blueprints, you can change the weather and the time of day and everything like that, so you can really just hone the kind of shots that you want to get. And of course, then you can just cycle the different cameras and get all the different shots recorded. With Erwin's, also, it's a bit different.
If you use the rewind button, even in free roam, if you rewind it completely back, then you have also a replay option, and then you can see from what you rewinded up to that moment. You can also view in replay. So then you can also choose the different cameras, and that is of course also then you're actually doing the same as Drew, but then really in open world. But then you use the rewind function.
Yeah.
And then you can create also very cool stuff. Only the drone mode in Forza Horizon, in my opinion at least, it's very underrated, I think, because you can create for YouTube content, you can create so many cool things, and that you will see in the video the first glimpse of that. But it has a lot of potential, and they didn't upgrade the drone mode, so it's stick till, let's say, 10 meters above the ground. But it actually should go higher, and it should give you more creativity. But those angles, what we created, and then you need to retake the same road a couple times, right? So you retake the scene, but then from different angles. And then if you edit those really next to each other, you can create some fucking hooligan shit, from Cam Block, right?
Yeah.
And that is, of course, the big ideal dream. But yeah, the scenery in Forza Horizon 5 is so diverse and so beautiful that this will be, I think, very cool to do so. So, but yeah, Drew was the cameraman, and we were the directors, both ourselves.
Taking the scenes.
This is a cool view, and this is how we should do it. And then see it coming to life. It's awesome. So, but it's fun. And yesterday I edited the video and I finished it, and it will be releasing coming Friday. So. Not a lot of gaming, but a lot of to do with gaming. Yeah.
Yes. It's awesome. To be fair, there's a lot going on, even though there isn't a lot going on. That was until yesterday, and that was until yesterday, and then we're gonna get to the obviously the major talking point for today, and the singular talking point, because I think even though the what it looks like, the sentence in itself looks like a pretty simple thing to cover, there's a lot to it. There's a lot of things that can be asked. There's a lot of questions to be asked, and a lot of thoughts to be had on it. Of course, if you've been living under a rock, or if you have been offline at all, or just ignored all form of social media and news, including regular news, then you will have missed the largest merger in video game history. That is Microsoft have agreed to purchase Activision Blizzard and all of their companies for 68.7 billion. The actual, when it's all said and done, total is actually closer to 75 billion. Which
Why
is
is that?
just insane. Just things like add-ons and court fees and everything that goes along with legal fees, etc., for getting something of this size magnitude put through.
Small pocket money.
Oh,
Extra.
completely, insane.
Just a little.
Just insane. I do agree with fun speculation though. I'm kind of missing Melissa Gamepass these days. Like, what happened to Melissa Gamepass? We need her back. I think those little teasers for Game Pass every week were absolutely awesome. I did like seeing them. But yes, but massive shout before we get into the topic. Massive shout out to awesome everybody in chat there. Immortal Gamer, Hertog Vin, of course, at work today. Pinky Vibes, Meisuko, HTK, Back from the Dead, Fun Speculation, Mav. Who else we got in here? Outbreak Podcast. Shout out to yourselves. Jesper Norgard, Mr. Joanna Dark, Paul AFC. Who else? Muppet.
He's in. Yeah,
Muppet.
he's in.
Yeah, Parent Look is right here. He's right here today.
Represent.
And
we
obviously
have,
quite a few others. I know Sourblow Gaming's there as well. So Sourblow Gaming at the top there. Christopher Bruce is there. Stuffed Sean, General C. Yeah. And awesome. Absolutely awesome. So hello to everyone. UK lad. Hello there, sir. Hello to everybody. Hope you're having an awesome evening. Obviously, drop your thoughts throughout the show into the chat. We may pick out a few of them just to read out once we're going over our thoughts. But I was probably out of all of us, I was the last one to find out yesterday because I didn't have my phone on me, didn't have the ability to check the news, so I didn't know until I got in the house yesterday. And at that point, the phone blew up. There was so many different. It wasn't even just Twitter. It was like YouTube was going nuts. Twitter was going nuts. News articles and all of the different pop-up things from everything was just absolutely insane. And I was just like, what is going on? And then I seen something about Microsoft Activision. And I was like, what? And then, like most people, I didn't believe it. So I went straight onto Twitter and I was like, no, this can't be right. This cannot be right. I was like, they're buying Activision. I was like, it's like some kind of early April Fool's Day or something. That is a significant acquisition to keep very quiet for a very long time. And of course, the one thing that cropped up to mind to me initially from it was, of course, fuck Bobby Kotick, and I hope that is the first thing out the door as soon as that's closed. But also extremely relieved, I would say, for the future of the developers at Activision. Of course, for the next 18 months, they're still under that toxic atmosphere. And of course, a lot of the studios at Activision Blizzard are still on strike at the moment as well and not at work. I think this news, and particularly that, and of course on the same breadth as well, 40 of the people, that's 40 of the people that were involved in sexual harassment at Activision Blizzard were fired the day the news broke. So they were gotten rid of. I don't know if that was coincidence or just sheer timing. That it happened to coincide with the news getting...
That wasn't coincidence.
Yeah. I think it was probably a good double spin there. Right, get rid of them today and release the news.
I was about to say, if you're one of those people, I'd be looking for a job before something happened, but obviously it looks like something happened.
Yeah. And certainly they're not going to get references from the previous employer down to that either, so it's going to be hard for them to justify it if they've been in sexual harassment stuff on to new gaming employers anyway. Well, Mick was here for a second and then he's popped out again. I think he will be in here momentarily. But yeah, so the one thing, the happy thing for me is that, of course, the staff going forwards are going to be in a much better place, a much less toxic atmosphere. It's going to take some time, but of course, they still have to unfortunately get through the next 18 months before they can do so. I think he's here. Let's bring him in. There he is. Just need your microphone now.
Is it working?
There we go.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Hey.
Welcome.
Apologies. I had a shiny new gaming laptop there and I cannot get it to work with it. It refuses. So I've had to break out the cheap work one instead and use that and plug it in. So there we go.
Oh,
Not a
typical.
problem. At a later date. Apologies, guys.
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry.
Better late than never.
Joining us at the
How
right
we're
time.
doing.
Joining us at the right time. I think we can. Thankfully, we haven't started the main topic as yet, so I can get into giving you your introduction.
You mean you haven't finished talking about the acquisition?
No,
Well,
no,
that's
we've
only
just
that's only a
began.
quick-
Just began.
quick 5 minutes, that surely.
How's it going, Mick? How are you doing anyway? And how what you been up to?
I'm good, man. Yeah, thank you very much for asking. I've been doing a bit of streaming recently, trying to get my head around that. Some advice from Pat. Thanks cheers for that, and some nice overlays that you did me.
Yes.
And yeah, it's been quite good. I've been trying a bit of God of War. It's quite good. It's all right.
Yeah. What do you make of it so far then? God of War. Is it the first time you've been playing it, or?
Yeah, it's the first God of War game I've played since PS2. So big step from the last one I remember.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no, it's good. It's good. I've had a break from it. It hasn't kept me going, so I've had a few days off. But I will be going back and doing it. So, but yeah, it's a good game. It looks good. Plays well.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to. I will be going back and finishing that off shortly.
Nice. So yes, we are deep now, just about to go deep into the purchase, of course, of Activision Blizzard by Microsoft, and our thoughts. Of course, like I say, my initial thoughts are just kind of future relief for the staff that work at Activision Blizzard that are still remaining there. Relief that 40 of the staff who were involved in sexual harassment there have been shit canned and kicked out the door. Of course, the final one, Bobby himself, will be shit canned as soon as that merger is complete. And then Mr. Promotion and Mr. Big Phil himself, Mr. CEO of Microsoft Gaming. So congrats to Big Phil there on his promotion. Has certified in no uncertain terms, as soon as this merger is complete, you will report directly to me, CEO of Microsoft. I think that wording, it was specifically directed at everybody there.
Yeah.
No
mic
more
drop.
Bobby. It's me.
Yeah.
Me and me alone. Yeah. So I like that. I did like that. But yeah, my initial impressions were that of disbelief at the sheer size of that transaction. And the fact that they had the audacity to go out and and let's say take out probably one of the, even though it has been doing shit for the last few years, Call of Duty, the audacity to go out and snatch the publisher of probably one of the largest gaming franchises in the world is just insane. Of course, then you've got to think of the other esports title that they've got in there, which is Overwatch. Which is obviously still big in its own rights, and you've got Overwatch Season 2 or Overwatch 2 coming out in the next couple of years. You've got future Diablo titles, of course, coming out. I know Boxenberger will be absolutely over the moon with those going into Gamepass day one, no longer having to buy a Diablo unless he absolutely needs to or wants to. Then we've got to think of the two major titles as well that were originally Sony figureheads, and that was Crash Bandicoot and Spyro, who are now Microsoft exclusive and Microsoft first party, which is just bonkers to think about, because I always remembered them playing on the PlayStation 1, just playing Crash Bandicoot,
Yeah.
Crash Team
Yeah.
Racing. And
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
it's just bonkers.
Yeah.
Then of course we've got Tony Hawk's and Guitar Hero, and then for those of you who have mothers or girlfriends or anything that don't play games but play on their phone every now and again, no, Candy Crush is massive. And you cannot
Can't wait to stream
undermine the sheer size of Candy Crush in the world of mobile gaming, because that has about 45 different versions of the game. And all of them are downloaded millions upon millions of times, hundreds of millions of times, if not.
So we all looking forward to a 4K 120 frames.
If they
version of
don't
that.
do a 16K 400 frames HDR,
Ultra smooth.
we riot. Game Pass day
Get
one.
one of those petitions going that they have.
Yeah, but I want to get the thoughts of the panel as well, because obviously it's just an insane thing. We didn't think after Bethesda you're going to get something quite to the same magnitude, or bigger. Obviously they hinted at it last year. There's still something big in the pipeline and something bigger than this. And I don't think anybody thought Activision. Quite a few people thought, maybe Take-Two, probably maybe Square, maybe something like that. That's relatively big in the Japanese eyes, and obviously we could see them going for a Japanese publisher. Take-Two, you can see GTA being ridiculous. But did we think that we're going to go straight for the jugular and take the only big FPS away from their competitors? First of all, I'm going to start with Perrin Pluk. Your thoughts, brother. What were your initial impressions when you seen the news? What went through your mind when you seen it all, and kind of what do you think of it now?
I was actually overwhelmed a little bit
Yeah.
when I saw it and read it. And the only thing that crossed my mind was actually hoping Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
Modern Warfare 2 in a new smooth jacket.
Yes. It's just insane, and the sheer size of it. I mean, out of all the titles, no doubt you've played quite a few of them through the years as well, like some Crash Bandicoot. I think everyone to this point's played Crash Bandicoot, and you can't deny the nostalgia you get just from seeing Crash Bandicoot. And I think everybody wants to play that every now and again. But the awesome thing with it as well is knowing that all of these titles are going to, pretty much every one of these titles that have came out very recently are going to jump into Game Pass, like upon completion, much like the Bethesda thing did. And I think over the next 18 months, we're going to start a lot of these getting drip fed into it anyway. I don't think they're going to wait until it completes to get them all into Game Pass. I think they're going to start drip feeding these little Activision games into the
title.
Yeah, the likes of Tony Hawk's, the likes of Crash 4. Things like that. I can see them doing that, or even the Crash trilogy, the older one.
I can't. I think it depends on how I don't want to say hostile, but how the feeling of, because you got to remember Kotick is still going to be in there, and if he's being forced out, he might hold out.
He's not.
As long as he can.
Did you know he's getting £250 million for getting forced out? I don't think he's going to be unhappy.
That doesn't mean he doesn't still have to be a pain in the arse about it, does it?
No, and he sent. I mean, have you seen the email he sent to his staff following the regarding the takeover?
No.
Yeah, he said he sent an internal email to his staff following the news of this takeover, of course, or just beforehand. Obviously, I've worked at a PLC company upon takeover and prior to takeover, and staff are the last to find out about anything. It goes to the public space before the staff find out. That is just the way PLC works. You have to tell the city before you tell everybody. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it works. So none of these staff would have known anything about this takeover prior to yesterday.
No.
Okay.
But that's normal. No, but that's normal.
Yeah, it's normal. It's completely normal.
When I was working at a very big company as well, and a US company bought us.
Yeah.
We also were the last ones to hear.
Yeah.
And that was also a $500 million takeover, and also a stakeholder company.
Yeah.
So that's normal in such situations. So
Yeah.
that is not something to be surprised of. That is just how big business works
Yeah.
with such companies. But yeah, it's been mega. And the thing that I realized actually the day after, not even yesterday, I was completely blown away. But today I was like, man, so every Call of Duty that comes now, we can just play in Game Pass.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have to worry about whether or not it's
That's
great or
true.
terrible. The one thing I
Oh.
really hope, and I think everybody who's played a Call of Duty now probably hopes at this point, is that they stop doing yearly games for Call of Duty. Microsoft tell them to just calm down. You don't have shareholders to worry about now that you have to appease. Like, you don't have to just rush a game out every year. Like, chill out,
Yeah.
take a step back, really refine the game. If you want to use one of our engines, we've now got, you can use id Tech if you want to use id Tech for Call of Duty. You can use Slipspace if you want to use Slipspace for that. We've got the Coalition, who are masters at Unreal Engine 5. If you want to use Unreal Engine 5 to its fullest potential, they'll help you. If you want to do... they've got such an abundance of different engines they can use now. And the amount of people that can help them, it's just obscene. And yeah, being able to not worry, because if I have a look at the cross-gen edition for Call of Duty Vanguard when it released, it was something like £80, which was, I think, the equivalent of like €90 and maybe $110 for the cross-gen one, which is just insane. And in most occasions, you could only get the cross-gen one. You couldn't get just an X-gen one or just the last gen one. You would only get the last gen or cross-gen, which is just bonkers. Patchu.
Yeah.
With he's sitting there with his Nuketown light and his Modern Warfare jacket and what was
Yeah,
your
guys.
thoughts when you heard yesterday? What first impressions in your mind?
Well, actually, I think I was at work in the morning, and I opened Twitter, and I saw this small message about Xbox bought Activision. I was like, wait, what? So I scrolled further, and like you said, like Twitter exploded. Boom came live with his show, like when something is breaking news, watch that for a little bit. I was like, is this real? It's crazy. To have actually Modern Warfare, like Mew says, let the Modern Warfare come back, or the game that I'm looking for is Black Ops. I hope that comes again, because Black Ops 1 and 2 were my favorite ones. So
yeah,
I hope that that game comes back alive again, because that was just brilliant. The multiplayer was really amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, come on, guys, almost $70 billion. It's insane. Like a friend of mine, or a colleague of mine, he also came to me and he said, "Did you saw the news? About Xbox buying Activision?" And we talked for like 10-15 minutes about it, and he was also blown away and stuff. And yeah, it's if you see what it gives to people, it's really awesome that they did this now, and I'm looking forward to. The backlog is getting bigger, guys.
Yeah,
Bigger and bigger.
that's an understatement.
It's insane, yeah, man.
Yeah, that's an
yeah.
understatement. Mick, when the news broke, where were you and how did you react? What was your thoughts initially?
I was in the bath. I'd gone for a bath thinking, I'm bored. There's nothing happening. I've got nothing I want to play. You know when you've got too many games,
Yeah,
but you don't want to play any of them.
yeah,
And I'm sat there and I went, I'm going for a bath. And about 45 minutes later, I get out of the bath and I look at my phone and I've had about 15 messages off my best mate, Chris. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, that's like more than I get in a week off him normally. So I'm like, click. And all it says is, Microsoft buys Activision. I'm like, I'm going to have to check this out before he gets too excited. And obviously, I saw 70 billion. And I thought, nah, I'm going to have to double check this. And I went onto the website and I found the Xbox Wire page, and sure enough, they bought it. And I sat there, and it was like the Bethesda announcement. I sat there when that happened, and just sort of sat there thinking, "This can't be. It's got to be fake, this, hasn't it? You know." If it was real, and yeah, 2 days later, a day or so later, still sat here just can't believe it. Really, it's. I mean, it's not even a very big thing for me because apart from the single player campaigns of Call of Duty, I don't really play any of the Call of Duties. I like the campaigns, and that's it. So I tend to just borrow them off. I've got a mate that still buys physical.
Yeah.
So I just borrow them off him when he's done with them. Or in the case of the last one, Chris bought it because his wife likes Call of Duty. So I just downloaded it, and when he wasn't on, I'd play it on his account and, you know, go through the campaign. So for me, it's not really a massive thing, but I can see the absolute enormity of what this is. You know, it might not be my thing, but you know, for me, the Bethesda thing for me was a bigger thing because I prefer Fallout. Obviously, Elder Scrolls I've been waiting for an age.
Yeah, and still have an age to wait.
I haven't even started it yet, so I've still got a while to go. But yeah, for me, the Bethesda thing was a bigger thing. But I mean, 70 billion. I mean, I remember people talking about the possibility of them buying is it Take-Two? No, 2K, you know, buying them and saying there's no way they'd spend that. They're 20 billion. There's no way they'd buy that. They've just spent 70, and it's now everyone's looking at Take-Two going,
yeah, that's it.
So yeah, I missed it all for about 45 minutes, and then I've spent the last 2 days just on playing Twitter.
Yeah,
just playing Twitter for that, you know.
It's just
the mick out of people who are really salty about it.
Yeah, and the market, the brand new market analysts we've got now, and all of these amazing lawyers that we've got that tell us that certain things can't go through and certain things can't happen, and the antitrust. So Microsoft don't like invest millions in lawyers that
like
will have
Jason
already
Schreier as well.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not a pony, but let me just tell you how upset I am that you know, that they bought it and how it's not fair. Oh, really?
Creating polls also, right?
Yeah.
The Geoff Keighley guy even creating a poll.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then asking the question, does this mean Crash Bandicoot is now an Xbox exclusive?
Everyone's like, yes, it does.
Deja vu. I'm sure we've been through this already.
Oh man, and the funny thing is, those guys, such persons, and also that Colin Moriarty guy and all the others,
that was Moriarty.
Yes, but also back in 2016 and 17 and 18, they were like, "Oh, Xbox is shit, and they need to do something because they go down the drain and whatever, right?" And now they are delivering, and now it's also not good. So such a huge hypocrites, only dressed up as a undercover pony, for example, and that's the hypocrites in this journalist media thing that is going on. But it's nice to see them having all those salty tears on the floor, and this thing will go through anyway. If they like it or not, and you will see that if Sony will take action in some sort, even if they get a couple smaller developers, they are cheering like cheerleaders. The first moment it will go out, right? So it's funny to see a lot of mixed reaction, but I think in general the reaction was positive. I think.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Well, 100%.
Generally speaking, yeah.
100%.
If you see the reputation that Microsoft first had when they took over Ninja Theory and Playground, and they were like, oh, they're gonna go destroy it like Lionhead and all the other studios, you know. But slowly but steady, they proved themselves that if they take over studio, they have creative freedom. The people are happy to work for Microsoft, good conditions, and etc. And now, when such hostile takeovers, you almost see nobody saying, "Oh, it's going down the drain now. Microsoft bought it," right? Yeah. And that's the same with the Minecraft developers, Mojang. That turned out to be also not the case, right? So they slowly but steadily, but it's all part of the strategy, and we talked about it a couple of times already, to have those big oil tanker moving into the right direction. It took a couple of years from 2017. But man, it's now talking about firing in all bloody cylinders. It's full gas now.
Yeah.
It's full gas.
Hop on the Phil train.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what it is? It shows
Yeah.
the sheer confidence and full investment and backing they've got from Satya Nadella and the full board of directors at Microsoft, that they're willing to go out and spend 70 billion in the gaming space on a publisher. Like, not just just a singular developer, but six, 7 developers, and that enhances mobile, enhances the metaverse. What they're saying that they're going to be looking at, but again, metaverse just means a living world that'll kind of grow to evolve, much like Roblox, much like what part of Minecraft really is these days as well. So a section of Minecraft is technically metaverse, because it's a growing world where you can kind of put your thing in there and continuously build upon. But then obviously all the studios having another great thing as well for Call of Duty is that they're not going to have every internal studio working on Call of Duty.
Yeah.
You're going to get 1 or 2, maybe tops, working in tandem for a Call of Duty. But then the rest of them can actually get back to developing different games again, which is for them. Go on.
Do we think that they'll still keep Sledgehammer, Infinity Ward, and Raven? Is it?
Yeah.
Is it Raven? Do we think they'll keep them on just individual, or maybe group together and do Call of Duty, or doing individual Call of Duty?
I think they'll probably. I think what they might do to give them all a break is say, right, well, this year Raven's got the task of doing the Call of Duty. Next year, well, next iteration after that, then Infinity Ward can have it back. You do the next one after that. Or, for instance, if you've got a Modern Warfare, you take that to the initial developer that created Modern Warfare and say, right, that's yours. And then for Black Ops, you take it to the original developer for Black Ops and say, right, that's yours. So you look after the Black Ops section, you look after Modern Warfare, and then you can look after a potential new Call of Duty IP or new idea that you might have coming up going forward, and create like different iterations, different types of games that people might want, or even one of them.
I can't see them wanting to leave it more than 2 years for Call of Duty.
No, this will be an annual release. I mean, even a shit Call of Duty will still sell how many million, guys? I mean, this will be an annual thing. Only
Keep
more.
selling.
Yes, exactly. It sells like hot cake still, even if it's a shit Call of Duty. Only they need to make their internal strategy a little bit different. Who's going to do what? Are we going to revive some old titles and maybe put a new skin on it? But that is not so heavy as developing a completely new Call of Duty. So they may revamp some old Call of Duties, work on certain titles. But for sure, the annual thing will still happen, guys. If you look back at 10 years until now, how many sales they had on multiple platforms, I think you are super surprised. I don't know if somebody can look it up on Google, but even the shit Call of Duties will sell a ton. So this annual stuff, they will continue. If they do, I will be super surprised if they're not doing that.
You know,
another scenario.
Go on.
What if they put another studio on Call of Duty? Somebody like Machine Games as well.
343.
So that they have 4, so that they get more time per studio, so they can have a bit more time. But there's another studio helping to carry the load as well.
Well, seeing that 343, I mean, the work 343 have done on their gunplay for Halo Infinite.
So
unrivaled.
Sean, I've seen you speaking there, bro. Well, I was talking over the top of you. Sorry, what were you going to say?
I don't think the Machine Games thing would happen or anything like that.
I use Machine Games as an example.
Any
first one that came to
mind. Unless they decide they want to. That's been the whole ethos of Microsoft, or the new Microsoft, is that they're not gonna make people make games that they don't want to make. Which is why I also think that it won't be an annual franchise. I think it will go biannually. I think you'll see a lot of. I think you'll get Infinity Ward and Treyarch as being the main makers of it, and it'll be every other year. You might get Raven, but I kind of think that they'll probably want to do their own thing. I think they were quite begrudging when they were forced to be a backup studio for Call of Duty. And there's nothing to say that Microsoft then won't compensate by expanding those studios.
Yes.
Making up for the shortfall by adding an extra 50 devs each or 100 devs each to the studios. You don't know what they're going to do. It's even up in the air whether it'll be an exclusive. I think everybody's got their own opinion. But it's one of those things is that you don't know. You can't sit down and go, no, this is what they're definitely going to do, because we're not privy to their strategy, and they've obviously got a strategy. Otherwise, they wouldn't have bought them. So
I think on a based on the same wording that was used for Bethesda, it would be safe to assume that Warzone will remain multi-plat with it being live service. Future iterations of the main campaigns, Call of Duty, will be exclusive. It won't be initially. So if there's another title coming out end of this year, of course, naturally that's going to remain multi-plat. I think even 2023's launch might still remain multi-plat.
Yeah.
24 onwards, exclusive. 100%. Warzone will completely continue to be reiterated on extra maps, extra modes, blah, 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 blah. They'll expand that and make it a bigger offering, but ensure that live service grows. And we've seen what they do with live service games at Microsoft. Like, it's not just something that they sit on. And we've seen, again, the perfect shining example, Sea of Thieves. You can't, there is no downplaying just how much work Microsoft has put into that live service, and just how much it's kind of exceeded expectations after its lackluster launch, we can all say. It was obviously it was bare bones at the start. Once you'd done some of the normal stuff, it was kind of just like so. And then you start to get the stories, you start to get the tall tales, you start to get more different factions. Then you got arena modes, you could go in and fight people just in arena. Then you start to get these other larger tall tales, and then you had the Disney collaboration. And then now you've got kind of the underwater stuff that started to creep into it there, and the massive expansion of all the different cosmetics and characters and pets and ship stuff, and
it's even better stuff coming very soon.
Yes, exactly. And I've got no doubt, because they're treating that IP correctly. They didn't give up on it, and that's another thing that I think Microsoft is going to be applauded for with Blizzard Activision as well. And they have been in such a position that they have been mistreated, not just in terms of the staff, but I think the entire company has been mistreated in terms of the way it's being handled for its IPs, for the development times, for, again, being shareholder led. They didn't really care about the staff from top to bottom. I think going forward, it's going to be a big culture shock to all of the Blizzard Activision staff there, excluding ex-Microsoft staff who've just moved over and now find themselves back at Xbox. But I think it's to the rest of them, it's going to be a culture shock in a positive way. Being able to go to work and be comfortable and be happy and not have the feeling that you need to force your game out every year, or have to force it out, even though it's broken or has issues. I think that's going to be a massive relief on their shoulders as well, to get back to doing what they love and create games that we love to play. At one point, the vast majority of us and the vast majority of everybody in chat did love Call of Duty at one point, had really good times on it in the past, but it has fallen by the wayside because it hasn't been treated correctly. It's just been used as a cash cow. They don't really care on its innovation. They just rush it out. This one, for instance, is the lowest performance since Ghost, which really signifies the downfall of the franchise itself. Even though it makes an inordinate amount of money, it's still compared to previous Call of Duty titles, lackluster. So they really need to refine it. I mean, Shom, what would you like? I mean, first of all, I want to get your initial reactions on when the news broke, what your thoughts were, because you're always very subdued, even on Twitter. But what were your initial impressions?
I was probably one of the first to see it. In terms of the Microsoft announcement, I've literally loaded up Twitter, and the Xbox thing on my app said 4 seconds. So I kind of looked at it, and then I read it, and I was like, "No, that can't be right." And I looked at the link. I copied and pasted it into our chat, and before I hit enter, I went, I'm going to go check that link because I reckon this is going to be a rickroll. So I clicked it, and then it went straight through to the Wire article. So I started to skim through the Wire article, and I was like, bloody hell, they've done it, haven't they? And what's so surprising is I would have said that Activision and Take-Two were the untouchables. I would have said they're the two people that you can't get. They're untouchable. I still think that about Take-Two. To be honest with you, I don't think anybody should buy Take-Two. I don't think there's enough money to be made back there.
Yeah, it doesn't generate enough money, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. Like, they see the income, but they don't realize that they pay more out in licenses and license fees and things for the radio that they have. They pay more out in that.
Court cases when they release a GTA game.
Yeah, every court case.
Kind of going, oh yeah, GTA for PlayStation exclusive, and it's just like, yeah, but then they're producing one game a generation.
Yeah.
That's of note. I know that Take-Two have more studios and stuff, but of note, the ones that you're really frothing at the mouth for is one a generation.
Yeah.
And then, so basically what you're saying is, please buy this and then rinse me for shark cards. That's what I'm wanting. I want to be rinsed for shark cards. So I don't think it's worth either PlayStation or Xbox picking up Take-Two. And I don't think they're buyable at the moment, especially when they've just bought Zynga, whatever the mobile platform is. Yeah. So I don't. You don't drop that amount of money to be then bought out a year later.
Yeah,
whatever it is.
Yeah, they spent 13 billion on that as well. It wasn't pocket change. Like that was 13
so that says
billion.
To me that they're not in the
selling market
to be purchased.
I don't know if that's true, Steve, what you say. I think they are making themselves very interesting for parties like Microsoft or Tencent because of that last buy. If they are only the GTA developer, like you mentioned, then it's not interesting to have a takeover. But if then they diversify and also looking for the needs of their competitors, let's say what they want to have as a company, if they want to take such a hostile takeover, I think then it's very interesting that Zynga is then with them. I think it's actually making it more interesting for Microsoft to purchase them because they see the mobile market. Is it already bigger in total turnover? So I think having Take-Two...
maybe it's a medium to long term, then I don't see it as a short term.
Yeah.
Because automatically saying, well, I've just forked out 13 billion for this company. I want at least that back plus what I'm worth. Maybe a Tencent will come in and do that because they just don't give a crap.
You know what it is? I was going to say that. I was going to say Tencent is more likely to buy Take-Two, and I think that would probably be better for the entire industry. It sounds silly saying that, but Tencent aren't going to make that title exclusive. Call of Duty is big. GTA is a different kettle of fish in general. So is Red Dead. They are both of those are live service games as a whole. Call of Duty has its live service, that's Warzone, but their mainstay titles are not live service. So to make anything off of them, yes, they make a lot of in-cash quick sales like that and microtransactions and things, but you tend to find the vast majority of people who are buying things like now for Call of Duty are on the Warzone bandwagon, and the vast majority of people
are too focused.
Yeah,
people are too focused on Call of Duty. That's Call of Duty isn't the reason why.
Oh no,
they got picked up. It was a completely opportunistic. a completely opportunistic purchase.
It was all of it. It was, and you've got to think they've got again one of the biggest mobile developers there in King.
Well, I mean, they may have been sniffing, but
Yeah.
if it wasn't for this lawsuit, I don't think that.
Oh no!
they would have
Well,
been
apparently,
picked up.
and Game on Daily, Game on Daily put an article up actually, and they've done a bit more digging. But apparently, it was Activision Blizzard who approached Microsoft to purchase.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. But like people are going on about, oh no, what's going to happen with Call of Duty? What's this? What's that? That's not their.
No, it's not
what
the
they're
end goal.
concerned
It's
with.
a cherry on the top.
got-
It's a cherry on the top.
It's cherry on the top.
Yeah.
And if they can kind of go, well, actually, no, we are going to make it exclusive. That's a huge revenue stream that PlayStation have lost. It's the number one selling game every year, and taking 30% of that is a massive thing.
Yeah.
So there's that. But you've got King Mobile Games. They bring in 2.3 billion a year on a mobile.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's a
Insane.
quarter of Activision Blizzard's income
Yeah.
on
Huge
mobile.
numbers.
And I think it was ACG. ACG says that was saying that Activision Blizzard have, I think it's 400 million active users across everything a month. That's what they bought them for. It's
That's
the
what-
active users.
Exactly.
They're going on about wanting to reach 3 billion people or things like that. This is how you do it.
Yeah.
People are so much into their, it's console gaming. I'm a gamer. I'm a hardcore gamer. Derp, derp, derp. You're just a casual. It's just like it's the casuals that bring in the money.
Yep.
They don't give a
and
shit
that's what-
about yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Activision brings in last year they brought in 8.1 billion. King Games brought in 2.3 billion. And like you said before, you've got World of Warcraft. That's another subscription service. It's a continuous revenue stream. Yeah, it's in decline, but that's because Activision have not, done their due diligence with them. You ask Jez Gordon, he'll write a book about it.
Yeah.
Or at least tell you a chapter of his book about it. But if Microsoft can fund it and then bring it back up to its hype, that's another constant revenue stream. That's another Gamepass type thing where you've got X amount of money guaranteed every month. And then you've got the Battle.net.
Yes.
Again,
You know what it is? I am hoping that they just scrap Battle.net.
That's not going to happen.
No, I know it's not.
think
It's
people
wishful
like it.
thinking. It's really wishful
So
thinking.
I think
Most
I
people
think
would
they're
want
gonna
them
use
to
Battle.net.
drop the Microsoft store and keep
Yeah.
Battle.net.
That's what I think they're going to do. I think they're going to, or at least kind of gut Battle.net and use that as a
Integrate.
framework.
Just
as a
rename it.
framework. People need to look outside of what their gaming habit is. And this is the problem why you get so many idiots on Twitter, because they see from their point of view or what they would like to see happen,
Yeah.
rather than actually seeing what
The
business
reality.
point of view is. This, yeah, I mean, I can't remember it now, but I should remember this because it's a education theory. I can't remember what it's called now. It's to do with education, but basically, whenever you're making a lesson plan or
education.
you're designing a curriculum, you don't look at it from the teacher's point of view. You have to look at it from the learner's point of view.
Yeah.
How are they going to react to this? Are they going to find it fun? What are they going to learn? And we have to do that within gaming sometimes, or when we're talking about gaming.
Yeah.
What is the company looking at? What's the best interest of the company? Not a case of well, you don't get Call of Duty anymore, brilliant, or this,
No.
they're monopolizing because they've taken my favorite franchise away from me.
No. But you
Yeah.
hit the nail on the head, Steve, with reaching so many billion players. It's all about player count. And,
Yeah.
and the games that you addressed and a developer with the mobile games, see how many active users they get. And that is their strategy. And they say it every time they want to reach so many billion players. And this is how you do it. And if that includes mobile or whatever device or something that you're playing, if you are an active user, that counts in this modern world. So you hit it completely on the head, mate.
Another
Really.
thing they get with it as well,
Yes.
and to Shom's point as well on different areas. Obviously, you've got mobile, but Blizzard's actually the largest Western developer, or the largest, most successful Western developer in Japan and China.
Yeah.
It's the
You're
largest
also-
market.
You're
So
also going to get
Yep.
You're also going to get Call of Duty now eventually in Game Pass.
Yep.
Which means all those people that can't buy consoles in places like India and Brazil and places where they just can't get them, or the tax is so high to buy them that they just can't afford them, suddenly Call of Duty is going to be easily accessible via their phones.
Yeah.
So the user count is going to become even greater.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is, and I think people kind of forget. I've seen quite a lot of salt going around going, oh, well, PlayStation makes up 70% of the Call of Duty user base. And it's like, yeah, you're probably right. But you know where that 70% or majority of that 70% came from? The 360. And as soon as the licensing changed hands, they all drifted over. The Call of Duty crowd, the hardcore, are as fickle as they come. They will go where the game is.
Yeah.
They won't go there and go, oh,
I've
well,
already
that's
seen it. I've already seen posts all over Twitter, and you are absolutely right. I've already seen posts all over Twitter from, not directly from what we class as the hardcore, and I've already said, anybody who, like us, is on Twitter consistently speaking about video games and the gaming industry and stuff like this day in, day out, we are technically a hardcore minority. We are not casual
echo chambers.
Yeah. We're not casual by any stretch of the imagination. We invest quite a lot of time into talking about video games daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. The casuals, the people who are in the background, I've seen a lot of posts by people who are talking about friends of family and things like that, saying, oh, I've seen Xbox have just got Activision. It must mean that Call of Duty is going to be only on their platform. I'm going to have to get an Xbox.
The competitive scene.
Esports.
It's all going to be on. Yeah, the esports. It's
all another one.
Xbox now on the Xbox Series X's. Yeah. That's all you're going to see whenever they're playing.
Another company. PC, another company they've bought in this acquisition merger. Who a lot of people.
It's MLG,
yeah. Major League Gaming.
Sorry, MLG. Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So they've got masses of stuff that they've got here. And we're all there kind of going, when they're trying to monopolize it, well,
we've had a lot of these conversations.
All I'm saying is I just want Microsoft to do better. Competition is king. You're monopolizing everything. What you doing?
Yeah.
The government involved.
So stupid. And it's only like you can play it everywhere on PC, on mobile, on the Xbox consoles. Only not on PlayStation.
That's why it will never get blocked.
Yeah, no, because you can play it anywhere.
You can play it anywhere. Yeah, you can play it anywhere apart from PlayStation, maybe.
No. And how many PCs are there? How many mobiles are there? Then the percentage of maybe the PlayStation consoles are maybe 0.5%.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
And again, it's looking outside of our little bubble. Is console gaming isn't even the biggest gaming market.
Nope.
So you can't say you're monopolizing something and then quote, PlayStation or Nintendo when that's not even the biggest arena. The biggest arena is mobile, which Microsoft has next to zero in terms of footprint. So, I mean, I know I can criticize and say, they're not lawyers, and I'm not a lawyer, but I'm just trying to use a bit of common sense. A company that is third in the console space, or fourth in the console space, sorry, which isn't even the biggest space, buying one company, it has lots of devs, but buys one company, that's not a monopoly. People don't even, this is what does my head, and maybe it's because my master's was in English language and looking at like the use of the English language, and one of the things I did, it ruined me because it was like looking at the correct use of words, and it just, whenever I see people ban these words about now, it's just one of those little pet hates.
Yeah.
People using words incorrectly. It's the literally generation. I literally flew up 10 foot in the air. It's like, no, you figuratively flew up 10 foot in the air. Yeah. No, I literally. It's like, no,
literally. No. Watch us.
Did you guys
become an Olympian then?
Yeah.
Did you guys saw the tweet of Claude Brill? About he said, I get a lot of questions about the Xbox Studio account with Activision Blizzard included, and the answer is very complex. While I reduce it to 32 plus for illustration reasons, the real number is much higher. As an example, in this number we count Blizzard as a single studio, yet Blizzard accounts for 5,000 employees on its own with 9+ studios. That's more than all individual Xbox game studios and Bethesda studios combined. There are also studios like Playground or Arcane represented by one logo, but actually having 2 unique game studios and projects. The 32 plus number also ignores additional mobile support and multiplayer services studios like Demonware, PlayFab, or Digital Legends. If we apply teams that are capable of creating their own games rule set, the real number of Xbox studio teams will beyond the 60 plus mark. Fucking hell.
Well, that's it. They've bought so many support studios that they can repurpose.
Man.
I mean, think how many support studios actually go into supporting COD.
Yep.
Yeah, of course.
If they then kind of go, you know what, it's going to be every 2 years. If it
2,
takes
3.
a little bit longer, take your time.
Yeah.
Right, you. Right, we need you to jump on Gears. We need you to jump on, whatever secret project they've got going on. And you know what I mean? You can dedicate something to creating PC-only ports so that when they come out, they're fully fleshed out.
World of Warcraft going to console.
For the PC crowd. World of Warcraft going the other way. Yeah, it's what they've bought is phenomenal. But it's still not a monopoly.
Yeah.
Matt Booty will have a busy job, I think, from now on.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing behind the monopoly is to have a monopoly is to be the leader, and you're stopping other companies from being able to compete fairly.
Yeah.
Which isn't going to happen. The thing is, it's like Microsoft monopoly. Well, no. What we need to do is we need to buy this company. We need to buy this. We need to buy Capcom. We need to buy Square. So you're saying that they're a monopoly, but we're going to be a monopoly as well.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like...
Yeah, this acquisition itself only puts Microsoft at 3rd largest in the world. Tencent are still massive. Tencent actually have their hands in 600 companies, whether that be part-owned, part-shared, fully owned, invested, 600 companies Tencent have their hands in. So if you want to talk about monopoly... If they invested or fully owned all 600 companies that they currently have invested in, that would become what would be classed as a monopoly, and then they would get questioned even further by anybody else when they try to purchase something. The ownership of, like you say, with Microsoft, going getting Activision Blizzard, takes it to technically 32 studios. Of course, within that, you've got 60 plus teams. But Embracer Group, who are classed as being a smaller entity, have 80 companies currently under their helms. So again, a larger, technically in terms of company count, larger entity. The total amount of development studios in the US alone is over 2,500 studios in the US, with over 525 publishers. So to say that there would be a monopoly just from acquiring a singular publisher with 7 studios to create what would be classed as 32 plus studios and 3 publishers, you're not even scratching the surface of the gaming sector. It's not even anywhere close to being a monopoly. And this is when people are saying, "Oh well, it's got to get through this finer details and things." There's nothing's going to stop this going through. Absolutely nothing that's going to even bat an eyelid. The biggest transaction in American history was Disney purchasing Fox, and that received far more scrutiny than this deal ever will. That is a far bigger deal. And of course, we know how that turned out. That's happened. That's the 2 largest media.
I mean, I think Microsoft did its due diligence.
Oh, of course they did.
Yeah. They didn't just kind of go, right, we're going to do this, guys. I wonder if this will get through.
Yeah, exactly. They don't just announce it and they go, shit. We really should have done the.
You think this will go through? Yeah. Your 250 million bonus is kind of.
Well, that's the thing as well, and they've also got like there's terms of agreements like this mean if it doesn't go through, they have to compensate the company they were purchasing, and it is quite a significant amount. So if it doesn't go through, they have to compensate Activision Blizzard with by $3 billion. So it's very unlikely. I mean, they're not going to put something out like that knowing that they could potentially then pay out £3 billion in compensation to Activision Blizzard if it doesn't go through. You have to be extremely either idiotic to put out a post like that, and it being Phil Spencer that put the post out. It was his article. It was his announcement, backed up by then a voice announcement, an audio clip, and everything else that went with it, kind of interviews and whatnot, TV interviews on TV, just to back up and talk about the deal. Of course, it's going to go through. It does take a little bit of time, as we know. It's going to be around about May, June time next year by the time it's finalised. But yeah, it is one of those things. It's never anywhere close to a monopoly. There's no such thing as the antitrust guys aren't even going to even bat an eyelid at this one. So, Mr. Schreier
It'll be looked at because it has to be. It has to be looked at.
Yeah, of course it is. Very briefly, they're going to go. That's fine.
Go. Yeah. Yeah. Which is, I mean, yeah, those that are calling for it to be government stopped is just pathetic. How much control do you want your government to have over your lives?
Exactly, that's the thing.
That's kind of
it's like a damn QR code.
Yeah, it's that, and all of this is simply because primarily Call of Duty, and we say that because
that's what it is. It's over. It is over Call of Duty.
Yeah,
that's what it's over. If Thingy didn't own Call of Duty and they owned everything else, then there wouldn't be an issue. But it's you're taking my toy away from me.
Yeah,
that's what the biggie is. So even those that don't even like Call of Duty, they know that Call of Duty is a big thing.
Yeah,
and you're taking it away.
And again, and then the other thing that I've seen and of course we've all seen it now is the whole then you're taking away consumer choice, but you're not, because you're providing more choice than it's ever had. Where if it was exclusive, like PlayStation have done year on year on year on year on year, and have exclusivity agreements with Call of Duty and with Final Fantasy, which restricts a third-party developer from putting it elsewhere. Yeah, from putting it elsewhere, whilst it's still going to get published at some point in time on other platforms, preventing people to manipulate the pricing game, the sales game, so that you get more revenue out of that particular release of that game prior to it, isn't consumer choice. You're already doing that anyway. So if you're saying, right, well, this game's coming out first on PlayStation and it's releasing such and such, then all of the consumers that want Call of Duty will go out and get it on that platform. They're not going to wait. The people who really want the game aren't going to go, yeah, I'm just going to wait until it goes on Xbox in a year's time. No, the people who want the game will just go, right, well, I know it's going to come out on PlayStation a year before it comes out on Xbox, so I'm going to get a PlayStation.
And this is where the Series S looks more of a masterstroke.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You're also going to get
the fork out. Yeah,
you're also going to get sorry, mate. You're also going to get those people like, if you've ever been into a game store and there's been somebody in there, or game or whatever the equivalent is, CES or CEX and all them. But you walk in and somebody's trying to buy a version of a game, and they only think it's out usually on PlayStation, because all they see is the big PlayStation banner across the top of the bus stop with the game underneath it. And they think, oh, it's only on PlayStation. I'd like a PlayStation, please. So inadvertently, they're also going to get that big green banner now, and those people are going to fall for the trick.
Yeah,
that it's only on Xbox.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean they don't have to do anything or deceive anyone with that. People just fall for that, and I've seen it so many times.
Yeah.
Well, with Destiny, they weren't even allowed to mention that it was on the Xbox.
The Destiny one was hilarious.
I can't believe they got into trouble for that.
No, they did that perfume advert.
Yeah.
Perfume.
Just insane. Just
insane.
insane.
And that I think that's also the problem what you have with advertising here in the Netherlands with Xbox, because you don't see a lot of advertising with Xbox. So like Mick says, the only thing you see is like Far Cry 6 out now, PlayStation, that kind of things. And so right now it's turned around, and you're probably going to see big green banners on the street, on your TV, like everywhere. So, no.
Yeah, specifically, that's what I was going to say, because Call of Duty is a prominent one that's on TV, like, significantly all the time, like the forever putting TV reels out for that. So to see that, say, an exclusive, and it will happen again, like I say, probably 2024 by the time the next couple of titles are out the way of and this deal's done. But to going forward to see that in 2024 and see an advert on TV saying Call of Duty Xbox exclusive, the only place to play this, is just going to be a bit wild, considering we've all grown up with that game on everything, including like the kitchen sink. It is going to be nuts. It's going to take a lot for people to get their head around, but Shom's got the perfect, like I say, it's the perfect thing. Like, it's not going to cost an arm and a leg for families to get into these things for their kids. Like, the Series S already had a price drop the other day in the US. It chopped £20 off the cost of the console, and it sold out within seconds. Like, as soon as it had the slightest of price drop, seconds gone. And you're talking for Christmas, you're getting them a cheap console that's not going to cost $500. It's going to cost probably about $250. Then you've got Game Pass for a year. That's it. You don't have to worry about buying them games. Like, the kid's done. He's got his Minecraft. He's got his Roblox. He's got Call of Duty. He's got every big title. Halos, Forzas. All the big titles. All the titles the kids want. And again, Roblox is only on the Xbox and PC. For some reason, it was never put on the PlayStation, and they've never actually tried to get it otherwise. And as far as I'm aware, there isn't an exclusivity agreement for Roblox. They just haven't put it on the console, which is really weird. But it is also one of the biggest games in the world. I don't understand about that. But again, when you're talking about the place to play for kids going forward, and the cheapest way into a console, Series S is the easiest way in. And aside from that, all of these big old PlayStation crybabies who claimed to have these monster gaming PCs, why are they complaining? Why are you complaining? You're getting all these games in Game Pass immediately. Like, if you got these big gaming PCs, if he's got these big gaming PCs like they claim to, then why are you crying?
They're not creative. Yeah. They're trying to brute force their way up to the top, and I don't think that's fair, because it was okay when Sony did it, when they got into the market by buying everything, but that was Sony, and I like Sony.
Yeah, and it's still okay. It's still okay that they continue to hold hostage Final Fantasy for the next 24 decades. But
they just want to be in number one position, and they are so afraid to be the number 2 or 3.
Well, you know what it is though. The funny thing is though, Erwin, is they're not in number 1 position. Nintendo are always in number 1 position.
I know, but you know, for at least for Xbox, they just want to beat Xbox. And
they just want to beat.
They are so afraid that Xbox will be at least on
the
360 level or bigger, right? But,
they're just scared that they're going to be good, and I don't know why. Like, why does that scare people? Why does it scare people that 2 platforms can be competing against each other at an extremely high level? Like, PlayStation's exclusives aren't going to just die because Xbox have got Bethesda and got Blizzard. Like, they're not going to go away. They're not going to suddenly lose quality. Like, these are you've still got some of the best, most refined gaming studios in gaming. Like, Naughty Dog is one of the second to none developers out there. Insomniac is absolutely insane. Sony Santa Monica is insane. Who else we got there throughout them? Sony Bend are actually are pretty decent. Again, they've had a pretty bad rap from Sony not giving them a chance on Days Gone 2, despite it outselling Ghost of Tsushima. But we'll let the Sony guys take them to task for that one.
They won't.
They won't. No.
Well, there must have been a reason why they didn't do it.
It's Metacritic.
Yep.
100% Metacritic. The developer has already said this himself. It's very much they see Metacritic as one of the focal points of deciding what to do. And it's obscene. It's even though Days Gone was not a critical success, it was in the eyes of the user score. So the users loved it, but the critics didn't. Whereas Ghost of Tsushima was a good mix of both. And even though Ghost of Tsushima didn't sell as well as Days Gone, Ghost of Tsushima's getting all of the attention, getting the follow up, getting the expansions, getting the DLCs, getting the new game and the sequel. And Days Gone's, it's been canned. No, you didn't achieve a critical success, so that's it.
Which is the way a lot of game companies used to run things.
Yeah.
It was a lot of it was about the review scores. Even before Metacritic was a thing, like the way that games were sort of given the green light for a second one was, oh, these magazines really liked it. Let's make another one.
Yeah.
And it's an old fashioned way of thinking.
Yeah.
That Sony just don't seem to be able to break out of.
And then you do, but again,
Microsoft have obviously realized that people using it,
and them, their happiness with it is the key.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, obviously, I mean, imagine if they took the critical reception for Grounded into account. Oh Jesus! Imagine if they did that. You see how big Grounded is now. Grounded's massive.
Massive. And I was in the alpha in the beta for that.
Yeah.
And short of walking around in a world that was
big,
full of these giant bugs and that, there was nothing to it.
There
was nothing really much to do. A
Yeah.
little bit of crafting and stuff. But now it's very much mirrored the image of Sea of Thieves. It started small and
it'll continue to grow
and adding until it gets to
And I fully expect them, like Sea of Thieves, to do map expansion to go into like the neighbor's yard or something like that. Like, of course it will.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. It's inevitable. But in terms of what I'm trying to get at here is Sony fans, Sony PlayStation diehards. I really don't understand the issue here. Your studios are still going to produce absolutely insane high quality games. Sony themselves really need to make the most of their own IPs. They shit-canned their only FPS franchises. They have SOCOM sitting there that they could very well bring back to life and actually turn into something great if they choose to bring SOCOM back out. Of course, they had Resistance Fall of Man, the Resistance franchise. They shit-canned that as well. They really just need to broaden their own horizon, and they will. They just, I think Sony have their own issue is resting on their own laurels, and they have done very recently. Is just rest, just rest on the laurels. They just need to break out a bit and start to go right. We're going to give these the opportunity to do what they want to do. So, and we also have these IPs that we've got sitting here that aren't being utilized. So, who we're going to get them to do? We're going to employ this studio over here and get them, or test them on it, like Xbox is testing Avalanche and Asobo and IOI on Project Dragon. Test.
They're not even done buying, have they?
Yeah, exactly. They're not even finished yet. Yep. But I don't think Sony are either. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised to see Sony get Square Enix. I wouldn't be surprised. They're extremely pally-pally with each other. They are both Japanese studios. They have a massive...
I don't even think you can say they are anymore.
Yeah. And
Geoff Keighley will be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have a massive
I don't know how I feel about that.
They have a massive disliking for Western studios and Western people, and I can very much see Sony hierarchy and Square Enix hierarchy thrashing out something, no doubt. Or if it probably just suits Sony better to just continuously pay them these ridiculous exclusivity timed things forever.
I could see it being a partnership.
Yeah.
But not a takeover.
Yeah. Either way, it's just a bit daft that they just
they're already getting most of the exclusive games off Square Enix anyway.
Yeah.
Certainly the ones that matter to them.
Yeah.
So why?
I don't understand why they don't just.
I don't know how much they're worth.
Yeah.
But, why fork it out when they're already getting what they want off them?
The only one that doesn't make sense and why they don't just say it is the whole nonsense behind the Final Fantasy VII remake. And like the timed exclusivity that just keeps getting extended. That finished in April, but still nothing being said, and they're still not talking about it. And it's only just come to PC a year and a half after launching on console. And even then, it wasn't refined properly. So it's a bit of a weird one, but at the end of the day, as a group, as a gaming fan, if you're truly wanting to play something, and we've said this before, if we want to go and play Spider-Man, we play it on PlayStation. That is an IP that belongs to Sony, but it also belongs to Marvel and Disney. Should Disney in the future, in the year 2057, when that IP becomes available again, want to ship it out elsewhere, then we might see it, but it's very unlikely. But if you want to play Spider-Man, you have to go to PlayStation. If you want to play God of War, you go to PlayStation. You want to play all of these titles, you go to PlayStation. Likewise, if we want
PC.
Yeah, if we want to get Sunset Overdrive 2, when that inevitably gets announced, we'll have to go to PlayStation. It's these titles, like I say, it happens from time to time. You are going to get these, but people aren't thinking on all levels. They're thinking their game first and then the rest of it later. The main thing that I've already took out of this specifically is that I am really glad that someone's took them over that's going to look after this company again and get them back to their best. World of Warcraft's been neglected for years now, and that one's because of the rise of Square Enix's FF14 MMO and the rapid decline of World of Warcraft. It had a massive shift and a massive exodus of all their players from WoW over to FF14. It needs true care and attention, and I think first of all for the staff, I am over the moon that they're going to get looked after again now going forward. Microsoft won't hold no prisoners. If you're rotten to the core, you will be out. There's no doubt about that. They explicitly said that they hold everyone accountable. That goes team members, team managers, directors, regardless, top to bottom. Everyone is expected to adhere to these same guidelines, and if you're not, you're out. Good, and hopefully that's going to get these studios rocking and rolling again, and back up to their capabilities. Mick, out of all of the titles that Activision Blizzard possess, what one do you want to see making its biggest comeback?
The one for me that I would love to see a return of is Prototype.
Oh yeah,
because nice. They were just such great games, and if you want something to, if you can't get Spider-Man on Xbox, and
I was about to say that,
if you want something that's along the same lines, then I mean it's almost a Venom game, isn't it? In many respects, you could make a Prototype, and it would, I think, with the current generation of consoles, I think it would look and play amazing. Because it looked, I mean, even some of the stuff that the previous two Prototype games did was insane compared to Spider-Man that's out now. Like the whole world changed in Prototype as things got progressively, worse. And there was just hordes of those sort of creatures sort of running riot through the towns. And then the giant monster sort of tentacle things came out of the ground. And, it got progressively more chaotic as you played through. Yeah, I can only imagine what that would look like on this generation now. Yeah. So that'd be my choice.
Yeah, Prototype's a good one. Prototype is a very good one. Shom, what IP you most looking forward to seeing really get looked after and brought back?
I was going to say Prototype.
You were going to go for Prototype as well.
Yeah, Prototype was my jam. Although I didn't quite like the second. I didn't like what they did to Alex Mercer in it.
All right.
I quite like the guy in the second one.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't like. It's not that I disliked the guy in the second one. It's what they did to Alex Mercer.
Yeah, I suppose.
Oh, so,
I mean, he was going to turn out to be a bad guy eventually, wasn't he? Spoilers, but,
Yeah.
But it's still, it's a really good game. But I disagree with what you were saying in terms of the world progressing, because I think Spider-Man did the same thing. Like, as of course, you did get the same monsters, but things got progressively harder, and you had strike teams and whatnot. It was very formulaic. I actually thought it was very much the same as Prototype, the way they did it.
Yeah.
And it was, I liked Spider-Man, but there wasn't anything new there at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would have said Prototype. To be honest with you, off the top of my head, other than COD, I can't really think of what else there is out there.
Somebody put out a tweet today. It might have been Windows Central or somebody, or IGN, about all the IPs they own. I will try and find that now.
Yeah, they've got a lot. They have a lot. The ones for me, and I'll again, you might.
Oh, maybe Marvel Alliance.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, that's another big one. Marvel Alliance they have as well. Yeah, that would be awesome. They also have, I think it's called Gun. It's a Western.
Yes.
Oh, they own Gun.
Yep.
Yeah, they do. I'd forgotten about that as well. That was on the list.
I love that.
Yeah,
I'd have Gun then.
Yeah, you're like, yep, Gun straight away.
if Mick's having Prototype, I'm having Gun. I think I played that both. I played that on the Xbox.
Yeah.
And then I played the 360 version as well.
Yep.
And I maxed out all the achievements.
Yep, me too.
Erwin.
Yes.
What would you like to see Microsoft help reinvigorate at Activision Blizzard? What would you, out of all of their titles, obviously you've got your Tony Hawks, you've got your Crash Bandicoots and your Spyros and your Call of Duties and your Gun and Marvel Alliance and all of that. What would you like to see them do?
Well, like Emil said, the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 has just so many memories for me, that game. Because we had a group of friends and everybody back in the day had then an Xbox 360.
Yeah.
It was actually also the game that Emil and I catched up again after many years after high school, that we were just playing with somehow mutual friends. And we're like, hey, are you Emil? You know, yeah, I'm Emil. Yeah. And then we started we become friends after knowing each other from school. So that was amazing. But we played for days, like insanely, and always with the same amount of people. You know, playing, owning almost everybody. We had all a kill death ratio from above 2 in many games. I had like 2.76, I believe, or 67 on an overall kill death ratio. So it was insane. But the sheer memories with friends, you know, playing just with friends that game, man, we played like 40 days or something like that, Mew.
Yeah, I got 54 days in it.
Yeah, something like that, which was so cool. And for the rest, you know, I know that World of Warcraft is a big game and all the other ones that you mentioned, like, but for me, what really stands out with Activision, for me at least, is the Call of Duty franchise. And I think we just were making jokes about 343 or id Software or whatever, right? The people who create Doom, those, let's say, those maybe mixed up developments, at least with the teams. That can have the full potential now, and maybe people are really wanting to change, and maybe the people who created Call of Duty are fed up with it. Maybe 343 is also washed out about it, so maybe they can have an overlap with each other and be super creative and give new life to those current franchises. That is for me the most those crossovers within studios. For me, if it's a game like Prototype or the other games that you mentioned, Bethesda helping World of
They
Warcraft.
also have a racing game.
Which one?
Blur.
Yeah. Oh, Blur. Yeah, Blur. Yes, yeah. But you know, Playground can play a part in that, and Turn 10. Those crossovers. That is, I think, the full potential if they can do that and pull that off. But I don't, you know, if I have to pick a game, it is Modern Warfare 2 for sure, because the single player was freaking amazing and the multiplayer was also freaking amazing. And I wonder if we play it now, if it's still really good.
Yeah.
But the single player campaign of the one was released in 2019, I believe, the Modern Warfare. That single player was freaking good, was freaking good. The Cold War I didn't like so much, but Call of Duty can be having a really nice single player again.
Yeah.
But yeah, the other games I don't really care so much to be honest. I'm a Prototype. I never heard of it. I just looked it up on Google and I was like, oh yeah. Now I know. But
Yeah.
I was not in those type of games, especially when I was a little bit younger.
Yeah.
It was it was more or less always Call of Duty, FIFA.
Yeah. All the casual market.
really, really super casual.
Yeah.
And the more older you get, the more, at least for me, the more things you try, and especially with Game Pass. We had that discussion already before that. Game Pass is letting you try out games more and more. But yeah, I think the potential is really in the crossover stuff. Yeah, within the teams. Yeah.
We've also got another one here. So we've got X-Men Wolverine, Pitfall, obviously Prototype, Hexen, Deadpool, Tenchu Legacy games. So all the Tenchu games.
Oh, Tenchu.
Yep.
There's another one on that list as well, Soldier of Fortune.
Oh,
which,
God.
If you remember that?
Yes.
That was one of the games on the OG Xbox.
Loved it.
Like proper full-on violence where you could blow limbs off
Yes,
people.
I had that on
never played a
PC.
game that did that until that came out.
I had that on PC. I loved that game.
Yeah, I've only just seen that on the list and thought, wow, I didn't notice that one.
Oh,
was it Soldier of Fortune Double Helix?
That was it.
Yeah.
That was Soldier of Fortune 2 Double Helix, I think it was.
Yeah. Played it on the PC as well back then.
That was just in. I remember that game. I loved it. Absolutely loved Soldier of Fortune because I just again remember the limbs getting blown off left, right, and center, and just be like, "Whoa, this is cool."
Is it like a Doomish GoldenEye title?
Yeah.
It's like Call of Duty meets Doom almost.
Yeah. Such a good game.
Another one I've seen people talking about is Singularity, which I have to say I haven't tried.
Yeah.
But you should. So that was an underrated one. So I might have to have a look at that one.
1 Hour 1 Decision says Interstate 76. I don't know what that is. Anybody heard of Interstate 76?
Interstate, let me take a look. Interstate 76.
Get a map of somewhere in America now.
Oh, okay. No, I never heard of it. It looks really, really old school. It looks like Twisted Metal, almost.
Oh.
You can have big guns on your cars, I see.
Nice.
Yeah.
See what I mean about like all these IPs that like are just sitting there dormant. But I mean, Xbox have got the same thing because they've got a wealth of IPs that aren't doing anything.
Yes. That is the potential now with those teams. That they look at the IP list. Okay, guys, with Matt Booty. Okay, what do we got? Who's interested in do something new? And I think that's also what they have had in their statement, right? The pipeline or the future, let's say, projects that is coming up. That's why they also bought Activision.
Yeah.
Because they saw the future pipeline where they are working on, and that has the most potential. But yeah, like I said, if all those teams, and just pick and choose your IP and be creative, bloody hell, man, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's insane. I think thanks for bringing that up, Mick, because I think Soldier of Fortune would be my choice then, because I didn't realize that was part of this.
If I had seen it, it might have been mine as well.
And it's been a long time since I've heard that name mentioned. A long time. And now I'm getting giddy at the thought that we're going to get a new Soldier of Fortune at some point in the future. Oh God, yeah. Patchy, out of everything that you think could happen, are you just still more on the Call of Duty, bring back the good old days of Call of Duty, or is there another game that you want? Are you wanting them to do it on a really awesome Tony Hawk, or like some kind of Spyro and Crash mashup with Banjo-Kazooie, or what do you want to happen?
I agree with Erwin. Call of Duty, of course.
Yeah.
I was, like I said before, I was a big fan of the Black Ops series. So Black Ops definitely for me. Modern Warfare 2 as well, like Erwin says. Also with a MWMU, of course. Tony Hawk, also really nice game. Played that also when I was younger. So it would be pretty awesome to have something new in that kind of thing,
Yeah.
And the one that Mick just called out, like Soldier of Fortune, of course, because now I'm actually looking now on my TV to a walkthrough of Soldier of Fortune, and if you see how it looks now,
It's not,
If-
it's
if
not
they-
aged well.
No, exactly. So yeah, put
Like
put
Minecraft.
Soldier of Fortune in a new jacket, with this generation, it will be amazing.
Yeah. Well,
So yeah,
definitely.
I'm looking more to the shooter games and a little bit of the Tony Hawk, like you said. It's also pretty awesome, Tony Hawk series. So
Yeah. Perin Pluk, what about yourself, brother? Out of all of their IPs, what's your one that you want to see them rejuvenate?
There's only one, and for me, it's Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have
We talk about it for so many years, huh?
Oh yes, definitely. That would
Do you
be
know, out of
outstanding.
all of them, I reckon that one's almost a definite.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Especially the multiplayer. The single player is good as well. It's very good. I'm playing it now, the 360 version, but it's still good.
Well, definitely.
If you talk with friends that played Call of Duty, of course Black Ops sometimes you hear like that they enjoyed a lot, but Modern Warfare 2, I don't know what it did to people, that game, but those lobbies everybody remember if you look on YouTube for sure and lobbies Call of Duty.
French.
Fucking hell, man.
Yeah.
There
They were
will
a
be a lot of
crazy
people,
place.
including me, banned by Phil Spencer, probably.
Yep.
Because that we're having fights with people from the UK and America, etc., thinking we
everywhere.
were friends because we talk Dutch, right? So they were thinking we were friends. Well,
Yeah, they're calling us
bigger,
French.
yeah. So we were super pissed off because we don't want to relate ourselves to French people, right? So it was massive fight. But I think the online part in that generation or that time period really blew up, right? With being parties, people spending hours, including me, middle of the night, just with your friends, and actually, being very disappointed if you are with more than 6 people, so you needed to create another team to have everybody gathered around.
Yeah.
Man, it was absolutely fantastic, that game, so good.
Hey, there it is.
Oh man. And those bloody claymores, because we were actually
Yes. Yeah.
we were actually we were punks back in the day because we were playing with the claymores and the AA-12. And
Yeah.
the thing is, there was only 1 or 2 running around, and the 4 of us were just having those parts on the map, and we just were so strategically good with all the claymores and with all the shotguns and etc. that nobody stood a bloody chance. It was so amazing because we sometimes just use the claymores just to hear where they were walking, and then we flow through them. Oh man, it was so freaking good. We had so much laughs. And of course, because we were campers and we were playing so dirty, everybody gets bloody pissed off, right? Because we are having so many good scores. It was insane. Yeah, because a
And
kill
because
death
you're French.
ratio of 2.6 for me as quite an average player, especially the last couple of years. But 2.6, it's very high. Over 40 days of play, it's insane.
Yeah.
But it was because of the AA-12. Yeah. And then with extended max.
Yes.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, the double-handed.
Yeah, so it was
Crazy.
man, it was really cool. Yeah, and you saw people shooting in rockets, throwing grenades, trying to snipe you, and we were just because we knew every map so good, we were every time also strategically very good, right? And if we wanted to take a position over, the whole team knew, okay, everybody goes there. We need to take the position. If we got it, we win for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, man, it was so damn cool.
That's always the sign of a good. That's always the sign of a good game when the whole team knows exactly what they're doing without even saying a word. It's the same thing that we experience with Sea of Thieves. Everyone has their place, and we know what we're doing. You don't have to ask.
Exactly.
We know that person is
Yeah.
doing what we need, and that's when you win. That's when you get good.
Teamwork is really nice, and that's what I like of PUBG as well, because PUBG reminded of that collaboration or that working together, that cooperation with each other, knowing the strategy, having 1 or 2 guys saying, okay, we need to do this, we need to do that, and then really work together as a team and then get that win. That is something, for me at least, where I get so much satisfaction of in a game. And Sea of Thieves is the same. Playing Sea of Thieves on my own, I don't care shit. But playing with 3 other guys in the crew, and then having massive laughs. It's insane. That team feeling, that's what I always had when I was younger playing as well in soccer. That team feeling, and now even in my job, actually, when I'm thinking about it, working in customer teams then. But that is so freaking nice if you get a result and then everybody is happy and motivated. And yeah, Modern Warfare 2 was one of the first games where I really get that feeling that we were we were an A team, really. It was so cool.
Definitely.
It's amazing.
Good memories.
Yeah,
It is
was
awesome.
super.
I want to see. Obviously, it's a development team called Toys for Bob, I think it's called, or something like that, at Activision that they've acquired. And they were the guys who did Spyro. They were the guys who did the Spyro thing, but I want to see them being utilized on Banjo.
Oh, so yeah.
Nice.
Utilize them on Banjo Kazooie. Obviously, Ray's got enough on the plate at the moment.
Yeah.
Ray's got enough on the plate at the moment. They've got two development teams doing two big games. One that's live service. The other one's obviously another very large game that's coming out in the future. They're not going to have time to do a Banjo game, or at least put the team on that. They've already stated themselves they don't want to.
No.
So if they don't want to, then they don't force them to. So Toys for Bob. There you go. You've got Spyro, Crash, and you've got Banjo. Have fun. Let them
That
make.
would be
Yes.
that would be the dream.
Rejuvenate.
That would be the dream.
Yeah, and
And with Sega's partnership as well, you might even get Sonic in there as well.
Oh, I completely forgot they had a partnership with Sega as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this is going to be insane. It's such a wild time for gamers, to be honest. Like, absolutely
like
wild
racing.
time. If you asked us like 2 years ago with Xbox in the position that they were at, where they were thinking like, how are they going to really step it up? They need to step it up. They need to get a few more people on board, etc. If you asked us then, or told us then, oh, by the way, they're going to buy ZeniMax, Bethesda, Activision, Blizzard, Ninja Theory, and everybody, Obsidian. Yeah.
They'd have been putting you in a white padded cell.
Yeah. Yeah. They're going to buy all of them, and they're all going to be exclusives, excluding some of the live service.
Making Kinect games.
And they go straight into Game Pass. So you're not going to have to pay for a Call of Duty ever again, even if it's great or shit. Yeah, it's
Beauty of Game Pass, even if it is rubbish, it won't matter, will it?
No, not at
No,
all.
exactly. That's the perfect thing. And I think, like nobody almost talking about also, is that they shared the Game Pass numbers also, right? It was
Yes,
25 million.
25 million.
Yeah. To
Or
be fair,
over.
I expected just a little bit higher.
I thought it would be about 28 personally.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well, all they've
close
said
to
is it's
30.
over 25. They haven't
Yeah, they
said.
it's over 25.
Yeah.
But if it was 30, they would say 30 at least.
Yeah. I think it's
Yeah,
an in
so it's
between.
25
It's somewhere
and 30.
between 25 and 30, but they're not going to say.
2,000,005.
Yeah.
2,000,005. Yeah. Or 25,000,005. No. But I think it's a good number. But that is also what driving them to reinforce those investments, right? I mean, if the numbers were still the 80 million that were previously announced, then they are in deep shit because in the end it all goes around numbers and getting your targets. And if you don't reach your targets within a company as Microsoft, their stuff is going to happen. So they probably had some polls around the road, and they probably meet expectations, and that's good. And 25, I mean, if you calculate 25 million members every month paying, let's say 10 euros on average, or 5 euros with all the discounts or whatever, that's a ton shit of money coming in every month.
I think it calculates somewhere
I've
at the
read-
moment in the region of about 350 million a month.
I've read 325 million a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why you can also make such purchases, because that number will increase massively if you talking about all the games that we are talking about.
Yeah, Call of Duty
without the
itself is
live-
just gonna seriously inflate that number. We said this about the likes of Elder Scrolls, because obviously when that does launch, that's another boost to the service. Like it's insane what these big titles will do to it, and getting big titles in there does to it. And Call of Duty, as much as it's a casual one, if you've got to think the amount of people that purchase Call of Duty year on year without even thinking about it. I've got loads of casual friends as well that play on consoles, and they're just like, "Oh yeah, I'm just gonna get the new Call of Duty." I'm like, "Well, have you seen it yet?" No, but it's coming out, so I'm gonna get it.
How many people say I'm not buying it? It looks awful. I'm not buying it, and then the day it comes out, they're playing it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's why it's actually a very good game for a Game Pass driver to drive those numbers up.
Yeah.
Because people want to play it, and then they think like, okay, so I can play with Call of Duty. That's one. But man, I'll look at all those freaking other games I can play as well, right? And that is their strategy.
Rolling down.
It's so well thought and so good. And Phil the Maximus, what was it? What is
Meridius, Maximus Meridius
Meridius
Spencer or something.
Yeah, he deserves the crown. It took a while, but the oil tanker is on full speed, guys.
Yeah, 100%. I like and obviously I might pronounce this incorrectly, but Dyer 4568 in chat says I hope they make a Forza kart racer with the mascots. That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Yeah, we've said that in the past. It's something that I think they've missed the trick on, really.
100%.
If you remember when they announced, not when they announced. Remember when Forza Street got leaked? Forza Street was coming, and everyone got excited because they thought it's going to be a kart game, and it turned out to be
a crap mobile game.
That was back then.
They made Crash Team Racer, surely.
Yes, we do. Yeah.
That's what that would be a brilliant thing.
Yeah, Crash Team Racing, but instead of just Crash Team, it's just Crash and Friends or something ridiculous, and just get all of these random. Even have Chief in a cart and Doom Guy and
a Warthog.
And a Warthog. There you go. You've got it's so many possibilities. Like the amount of IPs here. You've got Senua riding some kind of weird chariot or something, and like so many IPs that you could put into this. It's insane.
A little mix up.
Yeah, a complete mix up. Yeah. Oh. But yeah, the possibilities for after this is simply endless. But it does show the intent. Overall, it shows the intent that Microsoft have now going forward for the gaming sector. That it's not just an afterthought of them now, and you can't say it is. They've now spent the best part, if you probably include all of the studios, the best part of 80 billion over the last 5 years now getting Xbox to where it is following the closure of Activision. 80 billion on gaming.
Probably more than that, really, if you include Minecraft as well.
Yeah. Minecraft was I think 2.5 billion purchase at the time.
2.5 billion.
Yep. But that one's paid for itself tenfold now. That one's paying for itself now. That one's profitable now, so that's paid itself back.
I think it was profitable after the first year. So.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, Minecraft is the biggest thing on YouTube. There's more videos of Minecraft than any other video at all.
Did they pass like 1 billion views?
A trillion?
Something like that? It was more than that.
1 trillion views on YouTube, yeah.
Yep.
Which is insane.
I don't get it myself because I don't really get. I don't mind a bit of Minecraft here and there, but then my 5-year-old has just got into it in a massive way, and that's all I hear about now.
Addicted
Minecraft.
now.
It's driving me up the wall, but she loves it. So
yeah,
I can see it just draws them in.
It's only Minecraft Dungeons.
Yeah,
I prefer Dungeons.
Yeah, Dungeons is awesome,
and
I really need to get back.
I bet you do.
I really need to get back into it as well, though. Really need to get back into it because that game has expanded exponentially since I played it first. There is so much more going on in Minecraft Dungeons now.
All right. Yeah, I played it only in the beginning.
Yeah, oh god.
Was cool, huh?
Yeah, have a look at it now. It's just ridiculous. It's insane.
I have one issue with Dungeons, and that is because the DLC doesn't carry across.
Yeah.
You'd think at least the PC and the Xbox version would carry over, but it doesn't. They're all separate.
Yeah, which is the only bad thing.
I get the Switch version.
Yeah.
But the PC version and Xbox is separate, so I have to always play on the Xbox now.
Yeah.
I can't switch between any others. So. Which is not a big problem, but it'd be nice sometimes to be able to play it on the laptop when I've got it with me.
Aye, yeah, definitely. But this has been absolutely awesome. I'm glad that Mick could make it for the opening topic and the beginning of the podcast.
I was going to say the opening and ending topic.
Yeah.
Just one long topic.
There's one
wasn't it?
long one, yeah. To be fair, it warranted it because there was so much to talk. I mean, with 2 hours specifically on an acquisition, but because there's so much detail in this that you can talk about. Obviously, all the IPs and what it means for Microsoft and Xbox and the staff, and obviously the
speculate
future of the
about.
company and everything. And again, as we just before we do the outros, fuck Bobby Kotick, and I'm glad to see the back of him.
Got one more thing to say about that. Actually, along the same lines of fuck Bobby Kotick, there was a woman that works for Activision, and she was not worked with Microsoft before, and she put a tweet out saying really excited to work with the teams from Microsoft, and then at the bottom it just said, but my sentiment still remains the same. Fuck Bobby Kotick.
Yep.
Was literally what she put at the bottom of. But somebody in the comments underneath it had said, who do you think will take over as in charge of Activision? And they thought
Phil Spencer
it would be a great idea. Well, no, but, Phil's going to be in charge of everything, though, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
I think there's going to have to be somebody that's in charge of that sort of Activision sector who answers.
No. Unlike Bethesda, this is a different one. So unlike Bethesda, where Bethesda are their own beast, ZeniMax, their own hierarchy, their own beast, they run themselves autonomously and then report to Phil. But Phil doesn't kind of tell them X, Y, and Z, doesn't have to do what he wants, etc. They just continue creating. You've got the flexibility, all of our tools, enjoy, have fun. This is a different beast. Activision Blizzard, he's specifically stated, after this is closed, they report directly to him. He is the person that is looking after Activision Blizzard. There is nobody else. So those teams don't have to report to a Matt Booty or anything like that. They are reporting directly to Phil.
Yeah.
I just thought maybe somebody would replace Kotick, and then the comment that they actually made, just going back to it briefly, was it would be interesting if they put a woman in charge.
Well, that's what Sarah Bond's there for, really, isn't it?
To show some goodwill, especially towards some of the women that have obviously filed a lot of these allegations.
Yeah.
So and I thought it was a good idea.
Yeah. And again, like I think Fatal said it in chat as well, though, you've still got Rod Ferguson and Mike Ybarra there, who are already in leadership positions.
Who are back.
Yeah, back
Whether
again. The moles have returned. Well done, boys. Job done.
The Trojan
horse. Bring it back in. Served its purpose.
Oh, dear me. But yes. So I think, Sarah Bond's going to do, there's absolutely no doubt Sarah Bond's going to do the world of good with the Activision and Blizzard guys, because she's going to go and introduce herself to the teams, make sure everyone feels welcome. She's being prepped anyway to step into that head of Xbox division role. Now that obviously Phil has taken the CEO of Microsoft Gaming division role. What is more intriguing is, because that is now an entire division in itself, Microsoft Gaming, there's a good chance going forward for financial reasons, and the sheer size of the division, we will see that section being reported separately in financials and not just in media. So there's a good chance we're going to probably in the future see a little bit more breakdowns on further performance of that side, and I think it then warrants it for those who have got shares in Microsoft, because you want to know how an entire 70-80 billion division is performing. You probably do want to know that from the inside out, so I think we'll probably see a bit more detail in the future for that as well. But the future is bright, chaps. There is no such thing as Xbox has no games anymore. Xbox has games everywhere, on whatever you want to play it on, no matter what it is, mobile, your phone, tablet, TV, Xbox, PC.
Everywhere.
Anywhere and everywhere you want to play it, you play it. Have fun. And yes, it's an exciting time. It's definitely going to be an unbelievably competitive generation, this one.
Time.
Yeah. an extremely competitive generation. I'm looking forward to seeing how this goes, because let's face it, Sony can't compete on a financial level, but they're certainly going to compete when it comes to the output of their first parties and the third party exclusives that they're going to bring out. They're going to bring out some absolutely amazing games throughout this generation. There is no shadow about it. But Xbox are stepping up to the plate, and they are intent on correcting that and being a lot more competitive as well. And we've seen that start into the tail end of 21 with 4 critically acclaimed releases. And I think this is only going to just continue to get bigger and better as it goes on. But let's get first to the outros. Perrin Pluk, thank you very much for joining us this evening, brother. I hope you enjoyed your first time on the show and first time podcasting.
Yes, I liked it.
First time.
Yes, first time,
man.
bros. Oh, sorry. There we go.
Grab the beard.
Oh dear me. But yes, I hope you had a great time. Hope you had an awesome time. But if you let people know, of course, where they can find you, Perrin Pluk. I know obviously you're now an affiliate Twitch streamer in our Twitch collective group. So let people know where they can find you and when you usually stream, because it is normally during the day for when I find you streaming. But let people know where they can find you, what you normally stream, and where they can find you, etc.
Yeah, I'm on Twitch. You can find me on the PerrinPlug 1983. On Twitter as well, on PerrinPlug 1983. And I stream Monday till Thursday. And a variety of games.
Awesome. And what you're going to be playing now? Because I know you've just finished Hellblade. So what's next on the roster? What are you going for now?
I'm going for the single players of the Modern Warfare.
Nice. So you're going back through them all now. Is this in celebration of the takeover?
Yes.
Awesome
It was
stuff.
before the news, actually. I started Modern Warfare.
You started before it.
It was a premonition, was it?
Yeah.
Like he knew
I
it.
already had
Like
a
he
feeling,
knew
but,
it.
Insider trading.
Insider.
Yeah, we've got an insider here. Oh dear me. Awesome stuff.
Thanks for having me over.
No, anytime, brother. It's been an absolute blast. It's been great having you on. And like I say, I hope you really enjoyed it.
Awesome.
Next up, Mick. Of course, your first time gracing us on the official show. Obviously, you've been on before for reaction streams and things like that, but your first time on the actual podcast. It's been a pleasure to have you, brother. Of course, thank you for reaching out. And again, it was the same. I was like, yeah, actually, I do what I do. Let's get you on today. Today is a good day to get you on. I think we'll have some good conversations, good reactions. So yes. Hope you enjoyed it, brother. Likewise, explain what you've got going on, where they can watch your videos, your streams, and where they can find you.
Well, thanks again for having me. Sorry for the delay at the beginning. I will work on that so that I can actually not have to pull my system apart and redo it before the stream. So I'll get that sorted. But yeah, no, thanks for having me. And yeah, I've been, like I said, doing some streaming. So I'm going to try and go back and finish God of War. And I've been doing a bit of Sea of Thieves streaming. It'd be quite nice to start doing that regular and maybe work towards becoming an affiliate.
Yes.
And that sort of stuff would be quite nice. That's possibly a thing.
And what I have to say about affiliate as well in Twitch and YouTube. And YouTube, you can learn a lot from the way Twitch pays out, because it's a lot more streamlined and they actually fucking pay you. YouTube, on the other hand, let's not get into their payment methods. But Twitch are very streamlined. They simply just, where's your bank account? There's your bank account. Terrific. Okay, I'm going to send you your payment this month. Okay, there you go. It's in your bank. Okay, terrific. YouTube, no, we're just going to just hold it in AdSense, and when it reaches a certain level, we might pay you out. But if it doesn't hit that level, then we're just going to keep holding on to it forever. And good luck.
So it looks like I'm going to be doing more on Twitch then.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then hopefully I will have some more videos again soon. I haven't had much worth doing any openings on, but I do have an X screen for the Series S coming,
Nice.
and
I'm looking forward to seeing your thoughts on that one.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that. I've also got the mini fridge coming as well, maybe tomorrow. So yeah, so we'll see how that goes. So yeah, but thanks again for having me.
Absolute blast, brother. Awesome to have you again, and no doubt we'll get both yourself and Paraplug back again in the future. It's been awesome having you both on. Yeah. We get to our usual panel. First of all, Forza Erwin. Of course, you've got your own awesome up-and-coming racing channel in Racing from Home. Racing from Home. Racing from Home. If you want to go, of course, explain to people what Racing from Home is, first of all, where they can find you, and new content that you've got out at the moment and coming up.
Yes. Yeah, so I have a racing YouTube channel that's mainly focused on racing, but in the past I also streamed some CFTs to that one. But the red line, or the finish line, let's say, will be the racing part. I'm a really big racing enthusiast, as you noticed throughout the years. I'm a Forza, Horizon, and Motorsport collector. I have some really cool stuff, as you can see here in the background as well, with the Forza logo on it from Forza Motorsport 3, the Finnish flag. But I started creating YouTube videos last year, and now we're back into uploading videos again. I'm really enjoying that. I saw on my analytics that I gained 37 subscribers in the last 28 days. Which is massively, hours going up, everything is going up, so that is really nice. Like to see people liking the content and like what they see. Put a lot of time and effort in, because I'm not a really a magician with the whole editing, but somehow it works. But it takes some time, and sometimes people don't how do you say it? Forget to think how much time it takes to create some content, right?
Yeah.
They just see a video and it's nice. But most of the time I'm working like 4 or 5 hours on a video, on the video itself, but then I still need to record the video, like I did with Andrew with Dutch a couple days ago.
Yeah.
That we were, let's say, filming 1 or 1.5 hour, trying to film things, and then you need to create things and and then still you need to go to your work, right? And having 2 children and a fiance and etc. So you need to keep everybody happy. But creating is a lot of fun. So I like that people liked it, and see what the content will bring in the future. But a lot of racing content will coming this year, because there are a couple big games releasing. Assetto Corsa in February with an enhanced version for the PS5 and for the series consoles. GT7 will launch in March, right? So that is the big blockbuster game, which I cannot wait for. And hopefully, of course, Forza Motorsport as well. So those are the 3 pillars that I will be making a lot of content on. So people, please like and subscribe if you like the content to my racing channel, Racing from Home. Still somehow YouTube, if you put in Racing from Home, and it doesn't come up automatically, but if you put Forza Erwin in, it's automatically there. So there's still something not right, but yeah, try if you want to look up for it and you cannot find it, do Forza Erwin. If not, just Racing from Home. So what I will be playing is, I want to also finish the game Art of Rally.
Oh yes.
That's a game that I played quite a lot at the beginning. I actually really liked it, but then all the other games come out and then you forget sometimes games.
Yeah.
But that game is really enjoyable. I like the graphics style of that game, so I still need to do a couple of rally stages, and I want to finish that. And then of course it's back to Forza Horizon 5. I'm almost addicted to that game. If I turn on my Xbox, I don't want to play anything else almost. Probably when I play something else, it will be Halo Infinite.
Yeah.
But I need to get back into that game as well. And when the co-op version release, I decided for myself to go for the co-op version and then finish the single player. I think that's the most epic way to do so. I just started single player and I was like, whoa, let me do this with a friend and experience the whole ride together. I think that is something really
legendary.
Special. yes, yeah, that will be a little bit hard, but maybe
Let's go.
maybe Steve can help on that part. But it's good to be back. Next couple of weeks will maybe a little bit different.
Yeah.
When I will be on the show and not. That's also due to I will helping my brother on research on long COVID. My brother is very heavily impacted already for 2 years,
Yeah.
and they are going to do research in the hospital with a lot of testing, and they need the same genetic to see how does it compare to somebody that has long COVID. So I had a discussion with my brother today, and that's why I was also later in the show to see if I can help him on the research. They will take out blood and even muscle, and I need to do bicycle testing. It takes 3 days over 3 weeks, so I will be not on the show maybe, and that's probably the reason if I'm missing out on the show. But I would like to thank everybody in the chat again. I see the group getting bigger and bigger, and more names and not familiar names in the chat. So people, thank you for every week turning up. Please don't forget to like, subscribe to WandrinDutch, his YouTube channel, of course. And thanks, Mick and Perepluk for being the guest. It's absolutely fabulous to see you guys. And I hope to see you guys very soon again.
Definitely.
Cheers, buddy.
Definitely. Next up, Shomberlon. How are you doing, brother? If you let people know, of course, where they can find you and what you've got coming up. I know you've got obviously a lot of work, a lot of studying. But if you get some time to game, anything you've got planned?
There's nothing really coming up other than new. There's nothing really new. I want to play Horizon, but I just don't have the cash flow at the moment. So that will have to wait a couple of months. But I'm just gonna play what I'm playing at the moment. Apex, PUBG, Halo.
Yep.
Exciting life, really.
Awesome stuff, and it's potentially some Rainbow Six Extraction with a group of us.
I've been playing that whole podcast.
Awesome.
I was actually in the testing for that one. It was it's definitely improved.
Oh, has it?
Oh yeah.
I just remember it from being just a limited time event.
Yeah, I believe it was. Yeah, my son was he's 1,000-pointed Siege, and he said it's a sort of event from that basically.
Right.
That's why I didn't want to pay. That's why I didn't want to pay full price for a game that was just a spin-off of an event.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh dear me. But yes, and where can they find you, Sean? Where can they find you?
You can find me on Xbox under Shomberlon. I've had a couple of people add me, and I've had them back just absent-mindedly, just kind of a courtesy thing. And I've been going through my friends, going, "Who's this guy? I don't know that person. Where have I added them from?" So it's just like it's one of those things, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, don't be scared to jump in a game or something with any of us if you see us playing something.
Yeah, just hit us a message up if you see something I'm playing and you want to join in.
Definitely.
Let me know where I know you're from.
Yeah. Yeah.
WandrinDutch, never heard of this guy.
No, kick him out. Oh dear me. Last but not least, of course, Patcher, brother. Again, as always, pleasure having you on. I know we've been playing quite a bit of PUBG again recently. Obviously, it's went free to play, and they've changed it all quite a bit, and you're enjoying it again, which is the best part.
Yes.
But let people know,
indeed.
of course, where they can find you, and of course, a belated happy birthday to yourself, sir, because of course that was between shows. But belated happy birthday to you, Pat. I hope you had an awesome day. Obviously, you had an awesome stream. But yes.
I did.
Let people know where they can find you and what you've got coming up as well, bro.
You guys can find me, of course, on Twitter, most used social media. So make sure to follow. You guys can find me on Twitch as well. Been streaming PUBG, as Dutch says. Been back on PUBG again because it's free to play, and you definitely see changes in the game. It's becoming better, more content. So yeah, I'm liking it again. So yeah, gonna stream PUBG for a while, and probably if we have other games to play, then yeah, we're gonna play and stream that. Might maybe jump back on Modern Warfare 2 as well, because I saw Peter Plug play it and it got me excited to play it again. So yeah, so might play it as well. So, and also I want to say Peter Plug and Mick, thanks for joining the show. Awesome to have you guys here, and yeah, who knows, in the future we will see you guys more, man.
Yeah, I hope so. And happy birthday, mate,
So.
for the other day.
Yes, thank you.
Awesome
And
stuff.
also, guys, I'm hoping to get the results this Friday. I've been doing a DNA test with the man that's probably my biological father. So
Wow.
yeah, probably Friday I'll get the results and see if he is my father. And yeah, man. So I'm excited and nervous at the same time. So
Wow. Oh, well, I hope
Imagine.
that goes well for you, mate.
Yeah,
yeah, I hope so.
It works out perfectly.
definitely. And then you can
We're
celebrate.
gonna see you guys.
Keep
Yeah.
us up to date.
Yes.
Awesome stuff. And of course, naturally, you can find myself on right here on WandrinDutch YouTube channel, the home of the Midweek Mix-Up podcast, and of course now the Midweek Mix-Up Weekend Edition with the General C. Of course, our awesome collective members, both Xbox Mick and Pedum Pluck here. Of course, for the Twitch collective, or Twitch streaming section, which is managed by Patio. And of course, you can find me in the natural places there. WandrinDutch on Xbox, usually a little bit harder to find, but you should be able to find us. And also Twitter at WandrinDutch. It's been an absolute pleasure. I had some awesome people in the chat again this evening. Again, loads of new faces. If you're not already subscribed, please do so. It's awesome to see you all in the chat, give your opinions, saying hello, and everybody interacting with each other. We have probably one of the friendliest communities I've seen. Everybody just has a laugh. Everyone is really polite to each other. Everyone enjoys it. It is just absolutely awesome. So massive shout out to all of you guys. Such a great community you're all together, and I'm proud of you all for having each other's backs and enjoying your time here. And of course, long may that continue. So thanks for joining us this evening. Hope you all have an awesome night. Go and enjoy your games. And we will see you all again next week. Goodbye.
Cheers!
See you guys.
Yes.
Arrivederci, ciao!
A tutti.
A